His quickness to the ball on defense, I thought he got to loose balls multiple times, got balls off the floor, pushed the pace offensively. I'd say that those were the two things. I thought defensively, as far as how he guarded, he did much better in the second half. And the whole time he was in, his tempo was really good.
Coach, were there any combinations that you either had not used or had seen very little of that you saw more tonight, and just was there something that surprised you or was maybe better than you thought it?
No, I mean I feel like I know kind of what each guy brings to the table. I didn't think the first group was in a great rhythm at times, and then I thought they played better towards the end of that spurt. But then I broke them up because it was time to take them out. So, other than that, I thought Jonas at the 4 was a good thing, and I wanted to give him a few more minutes there with David out.
Brad, you guys went to Sully a couple times in the post in the first half, and he made a couple very quick and decisive reads for a couple of assists. So what type of skill does he have on the block as a passer as compared to what a lot of people look at him as a scorer on the block?
Well, he's a really good passer. He sees the floor. He's really smart. He knows how to play, and he got position on the 1 and got fouled, and then he got drew a little bit of attention and kicked out, as you said, Mark, and just knows how to play. He's a good player.
Brad, after they'd been out for the week, did you see what you wanted to from Marcus and Terry?
Pretty good for being out for a week. I mean, how many minutes did Terry play? 20. I wanted to play him about 28. That's what I wrote down, so that's good. And Smart played 26, so they were able to play through some fatigue, get to their second wind. I thought they did a lot of good things. I thought Terry could have gone another 20 minutes, probably. Just kind of had that look about him. But I thought they both were fine.
Coach, were you looking for a bounce-back type of game after New York, or was that something you were even thinking about? Or?
We've worked pretty hard. I mean, we came back and practiced both days, which is probably a little bit unique coming off of Europe and then coming off that trip. And so we know we've got tomorrow off to be off our feet, which I think is probably a good thing. I thought, I thought Terry had the best bounce of any of us, and that's probably because he sat all last week. So that's something to consider as we move into the next week, and we'll rest appropriately, but also get in the appropriate amount of work.
You talked about playing Jonas at the 4. Obviously, he's been seeing kind of different opportunities this year than he did last year when you guys went smaller. What have you seen from him and Jay, especially as you guys go to more traditional lineups?
Well, I mean, Jay's very, very comfortable on the perimeter. I think Jonas is too. He just has to pick his spots. I mean, he's not going to have the kind of space to close out that he's used to having at the 4. He still is an excellent offensive rebounder at the 3 or 4. He's a very good defender at the 3 or 4, as far as versatile and can switch and do all those types of things. So there might be a little bit less offensive opportunity when you play the 3 instead of the 4 if you're a guy like that, but I think they're both very capable of that. But they're going to play the 4 for us too.
Yeah, smaller lineups aren't something you've used a lot of throughout the preseason. How do you plan to incorporate those, especially with the deep front court?
Play the guys that help you win the most. I mean, that's what we've got to figure out. It may vary night to night. It may be different night to night. It's nice to have some flexibility.
Yeah, Coach, James Young has talked a lot about this preseason, about working on his game defensively. But tonight, obviously, hit a couple of shots, I think, when he was in New York City, too. How important is it for him to find a balance between both sides of the floor as his game develops?
Well, he's working on both. He's making shots in workouts and practice at a good level now. In the last couple weeks, his workout shooting has been really good. So it didn't surprise me that he made those shots. That being said, it's hard to be fairly cold and play 14 straight minutes or whatever he played and make big ones when you know, the game is kind of in balance. I thought he kind of separated the game, which was really good. You know, those guys, what was it, down to 1 or down to 2, and those guys pushed it back out, and that was, you know, I thought that their agility as a group was a big reason why. They could all move. They were all quick to the ball. Jonas kind of acted as the, you know, the communicator of the group defensively and kind of directed everybody. And, you know, their athleticism made some big plays, especially on the defensive end.
Thank you. Coach, are you pleased with the competition and the talent level? You know, it seems like there's 10, 12 guys who are competing for spots and playing time. Is that something that pleases you in terms
Yeah,
of?
I mean, it's good teams are going to have that. There's good players in this league. We talked about it before the game. How many times have we seen a regular season game when guys like Lopez, Johnson, and Thaddeus Young are out and the Nets come and play with their hair on fire and play great? I mean, there's too many good players. And, you know, every team's got that dilemma, some more than others. I think we've certainly got it from the standpoint of there's a lot of similar type guys as far as how they play, but everybody brings their own unique good quality to the table, and so that's the challenge of mixing and matching that.
Brad, I know you're an Indy guy. Did you catch the football game last night, and what were your thoughts on the fake punt play?
I learned a long time ago, and I say this very sincerely. There's a reason for everything, and I'm not educated enough to make an assessment. And so being in coaching has taught me even more that if I gave an opinion, it would not be a very smart opinion because there's got to be a reason, right? And so you know, obviously it was a really impressive performance by the Patriots. I mean, to go in there with that kind of amped-up environment and to play the way they did the whole game, really impressive. It's an amazing. They're a juggernaut. They're really playing well.